Hi, in this video we are going to continue our discussion on the theoretical background on the behavior of a proportional derivative control when trying to control the position of a moving mass with negligible friction. That will be a double integrator plant, which, if we recall, we were considering half a kilogram mass. My manipulated variable was the total force, and its transfer function was that position was 2 over s squared times the force in the Laplace domain. Then, operating with this block diagram, the closed loop error had this expression, and as that from reference and measurement noise are identical and supposedly measurement noise will be small, then we will concentrate on the reference setpoint transfer function and the disturbance rejection transfer function, and then replacing G and K with our particular plant and PD controller. In this parameterization, we got these transfer functions. Recall that my simulations used this alternative equivalent parameterization, but okay, it's just a matter of convenience, and we will use the red one. So now what we are interested in is in determining the steady state stationary error when subject to step and ramp setpoints or disturbances. Assuming, of course, that Kd and Kp are positive, so this dynamics is stable. So then we will need to apply the final value theorem that says that if this dynamics is stable, then the final value of the error, what I will call E infinity, will be the limit when s tends to 0 of E of s times s. So, well, let us discuss several cases. First, let us concentrate on setpoint tracking, and in particular, we wish to compute the final steady state error when we have a step reference. In that case, E of s will be this thing replacing the setpoint by 1 over s. So, moving all this here and multiplying times s, we will get this thing. So I will cancel out this s and this s, and now letting the remaining letters s tend to 0, I will have 0 here, 0 here, 0 here, and then overall this expression, as this disappears, this expression will end up taking the value of 0. So for setpoint tracking, my proportional derivative controller will have 0 error, and indeed, in our simulations, we need to set c equal 1 to make the derivative action depend on the derivative of the error, okay? Then if we set that, then we see that indeed the step response has 0 error for any stable dynamics. Of course, if it is slow, then I would need to wait longer, but okay, we have 0 error in simulation as expected by theory in step setpoint tracking. Good. Let us now consider the ramp case. Then, if I want my mass to follow a given trajectory with constant velocity, ramp position setpoint, then my setpoint will be now 1 over s squared, which is the Laplace transform of the ramp signal. So, copying that in the final value theorem manipulations, multiplying by s and letting s tend to 0, okay, then again, we can now, for instance, cancel this and this, and letting the remaining s letters tend to 0, I will have a 0 here, 0 here, 0 here, and again, I will have 0 steady state error. So theory predicts that the final value of the error when tracking a ramp reference will also be 0. So if we go back to our simulations, then indeed we see that, for instance, in this region of the trajectory we have a ramp reference and it is tracked with 0 error, as theory predicts. We may zoom in just for double check, and we see that, leaving apart measurement noise, the setpoint is tracked with 0 error, as theory predicts, because of course we are exactly simulating that theory. No surprise there. So for setpoint tracking, in summary, we have 0 position error and 0 velocity error. 0 error with a step setpoint, 0 error with ramp setpoint once the transient finish. We are discussing here steady state error. These are our conclusions with respect to setpoint tracking performance. Let us now move to disturbance rejection, in the sense that, okay, in here we have a disturbance and we see that something strange happens. So this is not tracked with 0 error. Here we see it. So let us check how to assess that from my theoretical equations. Let's go. Then now, let's see performance with input disturbance rejection, this fraction here. And let's start with step input disturbance. So we copy this here and replace disturbance by the step Laplace transform. So applying final value theorem, I copy this times S. Now this can be simplified with this, so it disappears, and letting the remaining S tend to 0. My error will be 2 over 2 kp. So, well, this minus 1 over kp. So it is non-zero, as we see, confirmed in our simulation here, where a step disturbance was simulated. Which is the interpretation of this 1 over kp result? Well, it has an easy, intuitive explanation, in the sense that I have a position, I have a set point, and then the proportional component proportional to the error is equivalent to a software implementation of a spring of constant kp, and the derivative action is equivalent to a software implementation of a damper with constant kd. So the force is kd times the relative speed, which is the derivative of the error in here. So imagine now that we have du pushing with 1 Newton, because we used 1 over s in our theoretical developments. Of course, if my step is of amplitude 2, 10 or 50, then we just need to multiply by the input amplitude, what we obtain with unit normalized amplitude, because system is linear, so that's straightforward. So let us assume that some wind or some non-horizontal slope is pushing left with 1 Newton of force. Then, okay, the only way in which equilibrium can be reached is the force balance is 0. So as in equilibrium everything will be 0 speed, then this damper will make no force in equilibrium. So it is this spring that must make 1 Newton of force to counteract this disturbance, and then as my force spring is kp times the displacement error, and this must be equal to 1 to counteract this, okay, then of course error must be 1 over kp. From this spring analogy of my proportional controller, hence this is exactly what we obtained, being that the theoretical explanation on this drift when wind appears in my drone, or when my robot whatever is in a slope or loaded with extra weight or whatever with PD control. Of course, in order to solve that, we will need integral contraction, as in here, but the theoretical analysis of that will be left for future videos. In here, our proportional derivative controller has 0 position error when confronted to step setpoint changes, 0 velocity error when confronted with ramp setpoint changes, and non-zero position error when confronted to step disturbance changes. And what will happen with a ramp disturbance? Well, very bad things, because if it cannot even follow a step with a ramp, things will go terribly wrong as follows. This will be 1 over s squared, and then this 1 over s squared, even if multiplied by s, this will be cancelled with just one of these s squared things. So when letting this s going to 0, this will go to infinity. So the error in principle will not be bounded, which again can be intuitively interpreted as the fact that, okay, if suddenly I wish my drone to be here, but I get an ever increasing wind trying to move it, then okay, it will start moving and it will go further and farther away if the wind is further and further increasing and increasing and increasing with no bound. Of course, real life ramps must stop somewhere, but okay, we can imagine a little breeze that is going into wind, into heavy wind, into a hurricane, into the most dangerous hurricane in history. Okay, then in that case, the position of my drone with proportional derivative controller will drift away and away and away, theoretically to infinity. And of course, I did not simulate it because, okay, it's just worthless, as theory predicts that it will not work. So we end here. In this video, we reviewed the theory behind the facts that a proportional derivative controller with no integral action can track without error a step setpoint change. It can track without error again a ramp setpoint change, but it cannot track without error a step disturbance, because the spring analogy to the proportional control needs to get stretched to non-zero error to compensate the disturbance. As a last remark, this was made with this c parameter equal 1 derivative of the error. If we choose the other implementation of derivative controller as derivatives of the output, then it can be proved that we still have 0 setpoint tracking error, and in fact you can see that overshoot is a little less. So we have 0 setpoint tracking error when subject to step disturbances, but this will not have 0 tracking error when subject to ramp disturbances. And disturbance, rejection, performance is unchanged. But okay, the study of that alternative configuration of the derivative controller will be left for future videos for brevity here. So we conclude here. Thanks for watching.